All right, we're ready to go now. Oh, that'd have been funny. This is Geek News Central. My name is Todd Cochran, coming to you from the new media production studio designed by Automute.com in Coldwater, Michigan. The lead stories are someone got really creative with a Halloween costume, AT&T limited unlimited plans, Visible. Have you heard about Visible, the Verizon prepaid carrier? Well, they actually have something cool. And the ACLU has sued the federal government to get info on facial recognition. I want to welcome you to episode 1402 of the Geek News Central podcast for Thursday, October 31st. Happy Halloween. This show is sponsored in part by GoDaddy.com and listeners just like you. Great deals from GoDaddy can be found at geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. And you too can support this show today at geeknewscentral.com/insider. We are currently live, of course, a bunch of places. geeknewscentral.com/live is one of the places where we're live. Definitely check that out. And of course, we're on live on Facebook as well. So definitely great way to stay connected with the show is to be live with us today if you have the potential to be so. If not, it's okay. Don't worry. Most of you are listening to the podcast. So, of course, I want to give a warm welcome to the new listeners of the show. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking the show out. And once you get over to geeknewscentral.com, when you're over on the website, get subscribed to the podcast. Check out all the great content that I have over there. Lots of things to engage with. Lots of new content going up on the site on a daily basis. And, of course, I want you to get subscribed to the podcast when you're there. When you're subscribed, it's real simple. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn. Do it on Android, Stitcher, or even by email or an old school and RSS feed. You can do it that. Either way is a great way to go. Get connected with the show. Stay connected. Stay subscribed and be part of our family here. Of course, when you're on the website, you get subscribed to the newsletter. You can listen to this show on Blueberry.com. Or you can listen on your smart home device by saying the keyword, play the podcast, Geek News Central. And now you can join us in three places to chat, whether it be geeknews.chat, which is the Mastodon server, on Slack, or now on Discord. Now, Discord, can't believe it. Already in Discord, we've got more people in Discord. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of us have gotten in Discord in just a few days. That seems to be the place where I'm going to want you all to hang out. The Discord link is in the show notes. If you have no idea what Discord is, come on, get your geek on. Join us on our Discord channel, on the Geek News Central Discord channel. Of course, you can always contact me via email. geeknews@gmail.com is the place to contact me via email. Of course, on Twitter @geeknews. Partner shows include, and these are all linked at geeknewscentral.com, GNC Week in Review with Kurt Corliss, the Gadget Professor with Mr. Don Bain, the Pro Gear site being written by my team, the new media show, which is produced by myself and Mr. Rob Greenlee. We do that every Saturday when we can, and the now pod-faded Podcast Legends show at podcastlegends.com. You can always pick up Ohana gear at cafepress.com/Ohana store. And of course, this show is sponsored by the longest running continuous sponsor of our podcast, and that's our good friends over at GoDaddy.com. GoDaddy's got really everything that you're going to need to get online, and we want you to use our promo codes. We're in the waning hours of October, so it's too late if you haven't picked something up this month. Don't worry. November is a new month. November is a month that it's time to start planning. Yes, planning for holidays. And if you're looking for something wild to get, why not pick up a website with a domain name? Set something up. Set something cool. Give the gift that will actually last a lifetime. And that's a website over at GoDaddy.com. Guess as long as you still pay the bill, right? So we got 30% off new product purchases. We got $4.99.coms. We've got $1 a month economy hosting for the first year with a free domain, or we got $1 a month managed WordPress hosting the first year with a free domain. Or GoDaddy Website Builder, your choice of personal, business, or business plus plans. And that's a 1 month free trial. And again, all those codes. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I bought so many different domains and so many different products at GoDaddy. I've got like 4 or 5 like free website offers that I've not even set up. And so when I was in Columbus, my team was talking about, hey, we'd like to have a test site to do this. And of course, a lot of the stuff that we do at Raw Voice Blueberry, we're putting sites on our own infrastructure over there. Lots of, it's just, it's, I have to ask the devs and stuff. And it's kind of like, I don't have time to wait for the devs. I need to get this test site set up. So I just went and grabbed one of my personal websites, got it set up, threw a theme on it, dropped the new network plugin that we're about ready to introduce into it, did some setup within about like 15 minutes, and I came back and said, hey, I told Mackenzie, one of the team members at Blueberry, I said, hey, I've got that test site. She said, she looked at me, she goes, that was only like 10 minutes ago. I'm like, yeah, I just, went and grabbed one and activated it and put the domain on it, and it set up WordPress. And oh, no. We're not taking any calls right now, but I'm getting rung. How do you shut that off? I know what to do. We'll turn the volume down. So anyway, within about 10 more minutes, I had the user account set up, and we were all in there collaborating and working and doing some messing around. So it's real easy. I just can't stress how easy it is to set up a WordPress site on GoDaddy. From the time you purchase the product, from the time you have went in and paid your $12 for a year, to picking out, and you pick out your domain name during the checkout, and actually logging in and setting up your site, literally, I'm telling you, it shouldn't take more than 15 minutes to be in a position where you can start picking templates, you can start setting up your pages, all that stuff. It's really not complicated at all. And you do it right in within the GoDaddy dashboard. They send you an email with your logins. It's a piece of cake. So don't be intimidated by this, okay? They've made this simple. They really, really have. And all you got to do is use my promo code CJC Geek1W, either clicking on the link at geeknewscentral.com or going over to GoDaddy and using the promo code at checkout. $12 costs you for a year. All right. I picked up a couple of weeks ago a 3-year plan. That was the best savings. First year was $12 and then some other stuff. So get over there, check it out. geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy is where everything is at. It's where I want you to be. It's where help me promote this sponsor. Share the link with your friends, family members, people that you know. It's greatly appreciated when you do. And your contribution to this show allows me to continue to do what I'm doing here and continue to allow me to improve things. I was looking at this Mac Mini back here. For those of you that are listening, the Mac Mini that's in the top, basically running GNC, one of the Skype channels, is in need of being replaced. Its time has come. And I'm on, Apple, looking at the price of a Mac Mini, and it's not in the budget this month. So I'm going to have to plan and make my decisions on when I'm going to replace that machine. But every contribution you make the show largely goes, not only as an insider, but supporting GoDaddy goes right back into the podcast. So anyway, thank everyone for being here. If you are on Facebook, and a number of you are tonight, make sure you say hello, that you're here. I'll be watching the comments periodically. Check in, say where you are. And I do want to thank Brent, Tim, for all you guys being on. Thanks tonight, and the others. Just say hello, that you're here. And hopefully everything stays up tonight and runs as it should. So let me cover a couple of things here before we get into the content. I got a good stack of stuff for you tonight. So busy in the office. Tuesday after the show from Monday. Wednesday, same thing. I was planning to get out of there about 3 o'clock. I didn't get out of there till 4. Drove back here to Michigan. Rain the whole way. Rain. It sucked. It really sucked. It's gray, gloomy, and it's 33 degrees outside the door of the studio tonight. I'm thinking, that means it's going to freeze tonight. And so, yeah, and not my idea of fun. I'm kind of still a little bit of a pineapple. So, yeah, I'm adjusting. I spent all the day in the office today. I arrived here this morning like 7:45 and I left for some lunch and had some snacks this afternoon. So, yeah, a healthy day. Worked all day. Tomorrow, I got a couple, 2-3 meetings set up, but the loft that I'm moving into is almost ready. I might be able to start shifting some stuff. I'm kind of excited about that. And I will be talking about moving to the loft and that transition. And that's going to take some time, of course, because I'm going to have to buy some furniture and some other stuff. So anyway, we'll see what happens here. But I do have something I'm looking for. I'm looking for a fan of the show, of the Tech Podcast Network, has a little bit of web shop. And I've got a secret project for you to work on. A couple of you, maybe. If you want to play, I'm looking for some people to do some testing. But you got to have a little bit of web chops, just a little bit. You got to have an eye for design. You got to know about plugins. You got to be willing to be a little bit creative. I'm going to give you some basic instruction, and I'm going to cut you loose. And this is volunteer, but who knows? Could lead into something else. But again, you're going to have some serious. You're going to have to know WordPress. You're going to have to know a little bit about templates. You have to know a little bit about HTML, a little bit, not a lot. And if you want to work with me on a project over the next 11 days, drop me a note. And be collaborative. We'll be working together. And again, this is a volunteer thing. It's something I'm trying to prove a point. And you can make history with me. So let me know if you're interested. And Brent, Atlanta weather, 95 degrees. Enjoy the weather. And Brent, you and I had to talk sometime. I got some stories about Atlanta. Okay, so anyway, that's what's going on here. Thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for being part of our family. I actually did 2 reviews today out of the demo studio. I'm not exactly jazzed yet with the way the video is looking over there. The view isn't what it needs to be. So I got to do some tweaks over there. So that's definitely a work in progress. But anyway, let me go ahead and let's get into the stack of stuff. The first thing I want to show you, and I think I can do this. Let me see if I think I can make this. If I go full screen, will that work? Let me try. Did it go full screen? No, it did not. So I think what I have to, the scan converter quit. Okay, I'm going to reopen it. I crashed a tool. It updated. That's good. So let me go over here and change that to this. All right, so I'm just going to show you the video the best way I can. This dad totally rocked it. Let me show you the article. It's two daughters, 2 sisters showing off their NASA pride by dressing up as astronaut Neil Armstrong and the lunar module itself. Let me play this YouTube video. This one here, I don't think will get taken down for copyright. But holy cow. Look what this dad did. And this thing, they say it's real light. It's made of foam. And look at the detail. absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome is what this dad has done. And I just, I saw this and I had to applaud. Someone had some serious time on their hands to get this done. And it it's, I'm just, bravo, bravo. Some people all go out for Halloween. And I have to admit, I'm, how should we say it? I haven't dressed up for Halloween and I don't even remember. I should be ashamed of myself. I don't even remember, to be frank. So I hope you're having fun trick or treating tonight. If you have been out trick or treating already, but anyway, that was a cool deal. All right, so now I had to laugh. Ars Technica has an article. AT&T's priciest unlimited plan now allows for 100 gigabits of unthrottled data. Cheapest plan can be throttled anytime. You can pay more for 50 gigs or 100 gigs guarantees. I thought, oh, this is awesome. 100 gigs of data sounds like a plan, but it's only available for your phone. And oh yes, if you want to tether your phone, it's more. And you still can be throttled in instances where there is heavy network traffic. But I always laugh about these unlimited plans where they say, oh, yes, you get 22 gigs unlimited, but after that, it's throttled. So, it is unlimited technically, but then they slow you to a snail's crawl. How many of you have capped out? Please, I want to hear from you. You guys are shy. How many of you are on a Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile plan where you're tapping out whatever data you have allowed each month, and are you getting throttled? Are you seeing your data speed slow down once you get over, or do you not go over your data limit? I really want to know where you guys are at on this whole mobile thing. Should I stop talking about this? So the new top level plan is Unlimited Elite, and AT&T said it will launch in the coming weeks, but not reveal a specific release date. This one is $85 a month for a single line, and it comes with 100 gigs of data before any potential throttling. Unlimited Elite also has 30 gigs of high-speed mobile hotspot data and HD quality streaming video. Now, the new unlimited plans will not include Watch TV and will not give customers a choice of entertainment services. However, Unlimited Elite will include HBO and HBO Max when it's released in May of 2020. But there's also, again, these disclosures that, yes, after a certain amount, you could be slowed down at any time during any times of network issues. So I have to admit, $85 for 100 gigs. If I could get that in a MiFi, I'd do that in an instant. I really, really would. Now, my bandwidth data issues maybe soon be over because I'm soon moving into the space where my Wi-Fi router is. That I get a whopping 12 down and 3 up. But at least I'm not on my MiFi all the time and burning data like crazy in the evening. That's oftentimes why I'm staying so late here, is because I go home to this bandwidth desert, which is changing by moving 112 feet here soon. So anyway, again, if you're watching on Facebook and stuff, make sure you say hello, check in. Don't be shy. Say, hi, Todd. I'm here watching. Check in. Let me know where you're from. And, of course, Andrew from Vancouver, thanks for checking in. Definitely appreciate it. All right, moving on here. Visible is launching a discounted family plan, and the family is optional. I know a lot of people who are in a position today where maybe they don't have a lot of family around. But they got friends and roommates and casual acquaintances. And if you work together, where if you add up to 3, if you have a plan and you add up to 3 friends, basically 3 friends are part of this visible group, your bill and something they're going to call party pay will go down to $25 per month and no taxes, no fees. So it works like this. Invite any 2, 3, or 4 people to your party. This works for new and existing visible customers alike. Each person gets billed separately, and each gets its own account with unlimited calls, text, message, data, and mobile hotspot. Again, if you only have 2 people, it goes to $35. With 3, it goes to $30, and 4, it goes to $25 per month. This is going to hold considerable appeal for people who aren't related or maybe living under the same roof. Could be college roommates, buddies, girlfriends, but $25? This sounds like an option. Does anybody know the phones that can you use visible on an iPhone? So it's called Party Pay. And again, it's a discounted family plan and the family is optional. I think I don't think there's any other deal better than this. And again, the devil's in the details. How much data you get and before they start throttling you, all that. But it's definitely worth a look. Again, it's on a prepaid plan. Prepaid carrier. It offers unlimited mobile phone service. So definitely a way to save some money there. And you're still on the Verizon network. The ACLU, say that 5 times real fast, is suing the federal government to get information about facial recognition program. The lawsuit includes Department of Justice, DA, FBI, and they want to know what they're using the tech for. So they had submitted a Freedom of Information Act request of the Department of Justice and Drug Enforcement Agency, the FBI, seeking records relating to the agency use of fake face recognition. Almost 10 months later, the ACO has received no response. That's what happens with FOIAs. I've learned a lot about FOIAs. People just delay, and then when they do respond to you, say it's going to cost this much, it's going to take this many months, and you have to write the check, and then you have to wait, and then it comes back redacted, and it's a big mess. The ACO says the records are important to assist the public in understanding the government's use of highly invasive biometric identification and tracking technology, says a complaint filed in a federal court in Massachusetts. Through the records, the ACO seeks to understand and inform the public about, among other things, how face recognition and other biometric information, biometric identification technologies are currently being used by the government, and what, if any, safeguards are currently placed to prevent their abuse and protect the core constitutional rights. Is core constitutional rights out the window? So we will see what happens with this, but this is something that the ACLU is going after the federal government for. Over in Universe Today, they have a good review of the history of the machines, and specifically one machine astronauts trained to land on the moon with. Do you remember that video where you saw Neil Armstrong eject from that lander, that test lander? Well, that was called the Bell Aerosystems Lunar Lander Research Vehicle. And Neil Armstrong had flown that about 28 times before he crashed it. and that machine, 21 flights, on the LLRV-1 at Ellicott Air Force Base. And he actually flew the follow-up version of that up to 3 weeks before he actually landed on the moon. So the LLRV, and for those of you who don't remember what the thing looks like, it definitely something straight out of steampunk. And actually, my sister was talking to her friend, and my sister had bought this cool piece of steampunk. I'm just so envious of what she bought. I keep telling her I'm going to steal that and put it up in the law. And she actually told me I could. And her husband's like, oh, hold on here. But her friend told her where there's a store here in Michigan that has a lot of steampunk type of stuff. kind of afraid to go there. I really, really am. And actually, if I was a total geek tonight, I'd be wearing the mask that's up there on the skeleton. But I think I wanted to talk tonight and didn't want to make the show sound like Darth Vader. But anyway, yeah, astronauts, that's one of the pieces of gear they use as they were getting ready to go to the moon. What will they fly next as they're making preparations to do the next trek to the moon? This article over on Engadget talking about AirPods and the AirPods Pro, which has quote unquote replaceable components, but Apple's saying they're not repairable. They say they're no easier to repair than the originals. Is that any surprise? Has anybody got one yet? Is the sound demonstrably better? I'm waiting for you to check in here and tell me whether or not these new AirPod Pros, $249, are worth the cost. I don't think so. I'm not making the jump. But, I already have the Bose noise cancellation, and they last a trip to Hawaii and back on one charge, where the AirPods would not. So anyway, don't worry. You cannot repair them. And be careful not to flush one down the toilet. Red Bull. Global smartphone sales grew in the first time in 2 years in quarter three. Thanks to this new project strategy, Samsung's market share increased to 22.4% in quarter three 2019 from 20.4% last year. So they say that the market grew by 1%. Global smartphone market grew by 1%. Samsung shipped 78.9 million smartphones during the quarter. Huawei also witnessed recovery in quarter three, with shipments increasing by 29% compared to the same time next year. And there's a full breakdown of Samsung, Huawei, Apple, Xiaomi, Oppo, and others. Oppo is big in Asia. Oppo is a big, big, big seller of Android phones in Asia. Over at MakeUseOf.com, they get 6 essential Mac OS features for hearing impaired users. And I'll have this link up in the show notes. But if you have a family member that's hearing impaired, they definitely want to check this out. Covers everything from closed caption, changing stereo sound to mono, which sometimes affects people that have hearing impaired issues. Talking about FaceTime and some of those functions, and also the ability to type to Siri instead of having to speak to Siri. And something called screen flash. So it flashes a screen when an alert occurs. It gives someone an indication that there's been an update. I thought that's pretty cool. I actually played with that. I tested it, and it actually it flashes a screen like 3 times. Definitely catches your attention. So anyway, that's over at makeuseof.com. How many of you have upgraded to Catalina and just love how Apple is making all your apps? Do you give them permission to look at your hard drive? Do you give them permission to give you alerts? Do you give them permission to wipe your butt? I mean, it just goes on and on and on. It is annoying. I loaded I'd updated Catalina on the Mac Pro, on the trash can. And of course, the first time I updated, I launched Adobe Premiere, and I accidentally said, don't allow it to access the hard drive. And in Premiere, immediately shut off. I'm like, oh my God, where do I go find that setting? So I spent 5 minutes pecking around because it doesn't offer it a second time. You said no, and went in there and found it and clicked it on, and then Premiere would load. I was very irritated with myself because they're so used to saying deny, go away. But you can't with this update, Catalina. You can't. It doesn't, it's not nice. It makes all your apps ask for 25 different permissions. It's nuts. I use Snagit. I think I had to select yes, like 5 different locations for doing screen snag. Another article at MakeUse.com is talking about 23 website permissions to change in Google Chrome for better browsing. This is crazy. 23 permissions to change to make it a better browsing experience. So they went through and they have found everything from permissions, single site permissions, to cookies and site data, the location, camera, microphone, motion, notifications, JavaScript, Flash. Of course, Flash should be always off. Images, pop up, art, background sync, sound, downloads, sandbox plugin access, handlers, MIDI devices, Zoom levels, USB devices, PDF documents, protected content, clipboard data, payment handler. And it's 23 different things you can change. It should not be that complicated. It should be one button. Make me safe. Don't allow someone to spy on me. Don't allow someone to track me. That's what we need, right? Boy, the hits keep coming to Facebook. Of course, Twitter announced, we're not taking any more political advertising. And that actually came through on the Discord channel. I want to thank Andrew for submitting that. I'd heard it someplace, but I did not find a news article on it because maybe it happened yesterday and it's already through the news cycle. But in the end here, Twitter said no more political ads. And of course, people are freaking out about that. Can you imagine the money that he's walking away? He's walking away from billions of dollars. But Aaron Sorkin, Sorkn, says Mark Zuckerberg is assaulting truth with Facebook ad policy. An open letter in the New York Times, the screenwriter says Facebook should be a reliable source of public information. They never have been. Why would you want them to start now? How do you... Facebook has been full of CRAP for years. There's nothing about... Facebook has got good junk, good junk, good junk. You have to be smart enough to sort through the good junk, good junk, good junk, or quit just following people that are putting all this junk out there. Someone starts talking politics in Facebook, guess what I do? I unfollow them for 30 days. Make them take a nap. I don't need to listen to that CRAP. Because it's everywhere. I don't need to hear it. I really don't. Be honest with you. It's making people sick. People can't have civil conversations anymore. Well, we almost got whacked. An asteroid flew by. It's Halloween morning on one of the closest near misses ever. It's about 3,800 miles off the Africa coast. It was kind of small. It wasn't too big anyway. So it wouldn't have made a big boom. Would have probably disintegrated in the atmosphere. Oh, it was between 2 and 7 meters. So I guess pretty big rock. So it wouldn't have done any major damage, they say, but it did fly close. Just think how many of those flew by in the days before when we had no way to track it. Google doesn't seem to be pretty happy about who a state has hired to work with an investigation. So Google says it wants to keep its confidential information from reaching rivals during a high-profile antitrust investigation by a state attorney general. The company on Monday filed a motion with a Texas court protesting the hiring of two consultants who had previously worked for Google foes, including News Corp and Microsoft. Texas Attorney General Ken Pax announced an antitrust probe in Google's massive digital advertising business. The investigation has the participation of AGs from 48 states, including District of Columbia and Puerto Rico. As part of the probe, Pax's office last month sent Google a civil investigative demand asking for key information about its ad operation and data collection policies. But they don't like who this is going to go to review because the Attorney General has hired two people that used to work for News Corp, Microsoft, and so forth, and they probably know where the dead bodies are buried. So how can you not, if you're going to sue somebody and you know that they're doing bad and you need experts to look at the data, if they're no longer working for your rivals, where's the issue? Right? They're no longer beholden. It seems like they could do an NDA with the Texas Attorney General to say, we will not share what we've reviewed. Of course, some of that's going to come out in court anyway. But anyway, we'll see. But it seems like an awful odd. Of course, when lawyers get paid $800 an hour or $1,200 an hour, probably Google's got their own bevy of lawyers that they pay them, lots of money for. They can afford to do these type of things to try to just cause pain in these types of antitrust events. So we'll keep an eye on that, see where it leads. Now, how many, I've got USAA for my automobile insurance here. And, Michigan automobile insurance. Wow. But in 2014, the Supreme Court ruled that you can't get a patent for implementing an otherwise abstract idea in a computer. But a ruling this week illustrates the limits of that landmark ruling. The confusingly named United Service Automobile Association, which is USAA, which provides insurance and other financial products, sued Wells Fargo, infringing 2 patents on the concept of cashing checks with a mobile device. Well, the patents cover, now I think all of you that have done a deposit with your phone, so you get a check, you countersign it, and you say, then on the back of it, you say, for e-deposit only at, and usually your institution's name. You take a picture of the front of the check, flip the check over, take a picture of the back of the check, and you deposit it, right? Well, the app that I use for Navy Federal, it autofocuses that picture and snaps it. It knows when it's in the window. Well, that's the USAA patent. And USAA went after Wells Fargo first to see if they could get a settlement. And if they do, they're going to go after all these other mobile apps that do the same thing. So the judge said, yeah, they've got a case. This is unique. The court disagreed, though, that the human eye and human brains can't measure objective criteria like brightness and as precise as a computer can. USAA has also argued that its approach leads to fewer bad check images being submitted. So in the court's view, the patent doesn't just cover an old-fashioned process being done in a computer. The use of a computer improves the process, yielding a patentable invention. So lots of people are fighting this, obviously. And of course, the ruling came from the notorious patent-friendly Eastern District of Texas. So we'll see where this goes. If Wells Fargo loses a trial and offering to appeal the ruling at an appeals court, it could go to Supreme Court. Of course, they hear a fraction of those cases, but I'm sure many banks are sitting on edge because they're using the same tech to autofocus, and and I'll be honest with you, that doesn't work half the time because I'm looking at the picture, I'm like, missed the corner, missed the edge, missed my signature, erase, and I have to retake the picture. So it's not perfect technology. We use Dropbox a lot. We share WAV files, media files between us with Dropbox. Dropbox is an extension for Gmail, WhatsApp, Vimeo, and more. So you can add these actual extensions to your browsers. I'm finding I'm starting to add more extensions, and it'll probably get a little out of hand. I use Snagit. What else do I have? I've got my Zoom system. I have, what else do I have here? I've got, actually not too bad. Got my thing for Adobe up there top, my Adobe Updater. But it's just these extensions. Actually, what else do I have? I have LastPass. I was looking at my computer. What an idiot. I have LastPass. I have my ad blocker. I have Grammarly. I've got my Amazon Money Saver. What else do I have? I've got some stuff for WebEx. What else? Yeah, Zoom. What else? GoToMeeting. Just goes on and on. Calendly, because I'm using Calendly to do bookings of appointments and so forth. What else? Yeah, there's another thing. So way too many things on the extension line, but these are a couple new ones from the folks at Dropbox. Link will be in the show notes, of course. If you've went and signed up for the Apple Card, you can get 24 months interest-free financing on iPhones. This is an alternative to the iPhone upgrade program. So it's a pretty good deal. So that's an extra perk with introduction interest-free 24-month financing. And it announced that move on its earnings call along with 3% cash back. Apple Card offers on purchase from the company. It seems like solid deal for folks who upgrade their devices often. The people Apple's targeting with the financing option. And of course, the company already has an iPhone trade-in program, so forth. But very, very cool. I'm still not getting an Apple Card. How many of you got one? Are you using it? Shortcuts. How many of us know every shortcut of every application that we run? Very few of us do. We know some key ones, right? My main one is Control T. That's to open up a new tab. And or Control N, a new window. So those two I know, but they've got some Chrome shortcuts here that may save you some time. Link will be up in the show notes. Here's a new one. The Interior Department has grounded drone fleet over security concerns. And it makes you go, The U.S. Department of Interior has halted and grounded its fleet of 800 drones. They don't say DJI specifically, but the majority of drones being bought today are coming out of China. And of course, they're saying that they're grounding these due to concerns that the drones enable the Chinese government to spy on users. The units will remain unused, safe for any emergency situations, and potential security risks are fully reviewed. Now, DJI has been very forthcoming, and they were doing stuff for the DoD, I think, making sure that the drones they were getting were fenced off. So this is interesting that they have decided to ground their fleet of drones. The market-leading manufacturer claims that users can turn off the unit's internet connection, that Chinese government has never requested to access to DJI's data. In a statement to Wall Street Journal, we worked with the Department of Interior to create a safe and secure drone solution that meets a rigorous requirement, which was developed over the course of 15 months with DOI officials, independent cybersecurity professionals, and experts at NASA. While national security is obviously important, it seems like it's only a case-by-case review would fully confirm or disprove any concerns about Chinese spying. Yet it wouldn't be feasible to check every drone, computer, smartphone, tablet, and drive-in used by the government, since nearly every piece of technology on the market uses parts made in China. Therein lies the real issue, ladies and gentlemen. Let me read that again. Nearly every piece of technology on the market today uses parts made in China. So any type of review could take years. In the meantime, the FCC has proposed a measure it claims will protect the public from Chinese spying by banning some telecom companies of using Huawei and ZTE devices. Well, if your drone calls home to the red Chinese hackers, you will not know. It will send that data back. Doesn't matter what type of gear is used in between. A little tongue-in-cheek on that article, I think. And of course, DJI today announced its new lightweight drone. It's called the Mavic Mini drone. And I watched the video. And of course, immediately $399 wants to leap out of my pocket, but it can't. I have to control myself. I've got two drones in the secure locker here that I haven't flown since I've been back. So maybe I'll have time in the near future, get them updated, get them running, and get them airborne on a nice, crispy fall day. So, of course, now I probably don't want to fly drones. We're fast approaching deer season here in southern Michigan, and muzzleloader and bow hunters might take umbrage to so we'll keep the drones grounded to past deer season. Android Central has the best external hard drives and SSDs for Chromebooks in 2019, so that's debatable. But anyway, link will be up in the show notes for you to check out. Uber trying to really make their brand be a little bit more positive. They've been fighting back against the perception that it treats employees poorly. With its Uber Pro program, you can earn college credits at Arizona State University, and you can also get subway subs, and cookies. I see. Tuition or Subway subs. Where's the in between? All right, so you can get some tuition or you can get a Subway sub. How about something in the middle? It's a little weird. Oh, they do offer discounted car maintenance. And now the rewards are being expanded to Uber Eats. The free tuitions for online classes at ASU, so drivers can work towards an undergraduate degree. Of course, ASU offers more than 80 undergraduate, which is a lot of military guys go to Arizona State University because a lot of it's online. It's conducive to being able to do college. Lots of guys in the military that have graduate degrees from ASU or has a bachelor's degree. So anyway, very interesting what they're doing. But yes, you can get a daily snack as well from 10,000 participating Subway locations. It will be displayed on your driver app. Here in my town, no Uber drivers. None, zero, none. You go drinking, you have no way home unless you have a designated driver. It's very sad. Emilia Clarke points a finger in the Game of Thrones coffee cup mystery, which, of course, HBO has now edited out. But it appears during an interview with Jimmy Fallon on Wednesday, Emilia Clarke revealed that Conleth Hill, who played Vars, admitted to her at Emmy's party in September that the cup was his. Wasn't hers. She says, I think that's who did it. He said it. He might have been a little drunk, but he said it. So, anyway. Coffee cups on sets that are supposed to be happening in medieval times doesn't work. Amazon's going to be pulling its movies from theaters to Prime faster. I didn't even know Amazon movies were in regular theaters. So they're trying to strike a balance between theaters and streaming popularity. So I guess the movies, Manchester by the Sea, performed well. Now Amazon's just going to shorten the window between movies. I haven't even seen that movie. I haven't watched hardly any movie since June. I'm looking forward to having my bandwidth back so I can enjoy a Netflix movie from time to time or an Amazon Prime movie for sure. All right, final article of the night. Motorola One Action now available in the U.S. for $350 or less. I'm not familiar with this phone too much, but it features a GoPro-like ultra-wide angle camera on the back, which can shoot horizontal videos when it's even held vertically. You can buy it for $300 if you pick it up from Amazon or B&H. But I love B&H. I really, really do. I missed my son has got my really nice 50 millimeter prime lens, and I'm missing it desperately. And I told him, I said, I'm going to buy a cheap 50 millimeter prime and give that to you. But he likes the good one because it's got a good f-stop and lots of bright, it's a $800 lens. And I keep reminding him that lens is mine, but I think it's mute. I think he's got it forever. But I missed a sale by B&H because I wasn't reading my email, and they had that thing on sale for like $398. I was really kicking myself. So I don't buy the gold band. I can't afford those, but the red band ones I can. So if you see a Canon 50 millimeter prime red band on sale anywhere, please, for goodness sake, message me. I'll probably jump on it, even though I really don't want to buy another one. But it sucks not having the one he has. But, Dad's got to do what Dad's got to do, and he's 8,000 miles away. So anyway, that's where we're at. Okay, Rick says, I was watching YouTube, but switch over to Facebook for the chat. Thanks, Rick, for jumping over. I know people are on Twitter, on Twitch, a variety of different places. The stream stayed solid tonight, and I actually did not have to reset any of the streams, which is beautiful. And we did have a number of people watching on YouTube, but thanks, Rick, for coming over and saying hello. It was nice interviewing your son the other day. So, okay, what else? Let me check the email. I don't think any of you even listened to the last show. I really don't. Let's see here. Did I miss anybody? Oh, Michael sent me an email, and Oh, Michael Dare did. And you know what was funny? It was on show 1400. I called Michael Dare Mr. Dare. And the reason was I had a brain fart. I couldn't remember Michael's first name during the during the 1400 episode. So anyway, we had a little correspondence back and forth. And anyway, so it's been fun. So everyone that's been contributing to the show as an insider, I definitely appreciate your ongoing support. A little shorter show tonight. That's okay. But it's been my pleasure bringing the podcast tonight. I'll be here. So here's the deal. I'm here. This is tomorrow's November 1st. So there'll be a show on here in the Veterans Day is on the 11th. We'll have to play that one by ear. But the 4th and 8th, and 2 shows next week here in the studio in Coldwater. Veterans Day on the 11th. I fly out to LA on the 12th or 13th. And I will be back on the 15th. So there'll be no show on November 14th. But yeah, so and then I'll be in Columbus the week of the 18th. And then, of course, Honolulu the week of the 25th. So I'll have 2 or 3 shows here before I start my journey of traveling again. But at some point, I'm going to get some time to actually breathe. I don't know, maybe not. The way this past 6 months, or not 6 months, it's just been June, July, August, September. It's been the busiest 5 months I've had in probably 15 years. It's been crazy. So if you comments on the show today, geeknews@gmail.com. It's been my pleasure bringing the podcast. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being part of our Geek News Central family. Don't forget about the Discord channel. The Discord channel link is in the Geek News Central show notes, which many of you will get via email. Join the Discord channel. If you don't know what Discord is, hey, let's pop your cherry. Let's get over there and get you on Discord. Ladies, you're welcome as well. We don't allow any funny business, and we protect the ladies in our chat, so feel free to jump on Discord. So everyone, thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of the family. We'll see you next time on the Geek News Central podcast. Everyone, take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.